guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm bringing to you mukbang / story time. Also, as you can see, we got a guest in the house. Introduce yourself.
What's up, y'all?
Alright, so if you see already, we're gonna be eating Buffalo Wild Wings. So we got all different type of wings that we're gonna be sampling. The mild, spicy garlic, fries, we got fries, different things. So while we're sampling, we're gonna be telling you a little story. Yeah, so let's get started.
You know all of them are?
Yep.
No, it was just one.
One fried, girl. You only got one fried. You
Okay,
don't need a whole
the
bunch.
story time is about my freshman year roommate. It was terrible, by the way.
Oh, wow.
Let's just say first year college experience.
With a roommate.
I think everybody goes through situations like that.
You probably wondering if it's her story, why we all here. We all got a part of it.
Yep. But I have the main parts.
Just gonna call her Caitlin.
Yeah, that's her name for this video.
Or Caitlin.
Caitlin.
And we gonna call the guy Gerald.
There you go.
Caitlin and Gerald, okay.
Well, we got Caitlin in the house and Gerald.
So, wait, is this right? So, let's go back to June 26th. That was orientation? Okay, June 26th. That was orientation for freshmen. And she was my roommate. Caitlin was my roommate for that one day. And I noticed certain things, but it didn't really faze me at first because it was just one day. But the night she was on her phone the whole time, loud, and then she took really long showers, and she just used to do weird things. But fast forward to August of 2018, and basically she was my roommate. First day we go for moving day, so I'm first, and I have all my stuff. I rearranged the room and all of that, and she comes in later with her whole group and her whole posse, and the room's already small, by the way. And basically, I noticed she had a lot of stuff, a lot of garbage. So I was like, oh, okay. And so moving day was over. By the way, she was here, Tiara was there. Moving day was over, and then now it's just me and her in the room. So I started noticing things. She's always on the phone, really loud at night, at 11 o'clock at night. And then it was a whole bunch of stuff that just started happening. It was.
So basically, she was one of them fake bitches. Let's call it what it is. In the
Now
beginning,
you gotta beep that out.
I mean,
in the beginning,
you just want to throw it out there.
yeah, in the beginning, she played the fake situation. That's all it was.
Yeah, so a couple weeks later, probably 2 weeks later, I started noticing she had her clothes stacked up on the desk. She would open stuff and just leave it there. It'd be open soda cans, Chinese food bags, just laying all over the place. Yeah, so it would be just laying there, and I'm just okay, she gonna clean it up. And then now we moved to September, I think it was the 21st, 22nd, something like that. And basically, it was family day or something like that. And my mom and my sister came. So I said, okay, let me get myself together before they come. So, oh wait, by the way, Gerald was there too that day. He was there. So I'm like, okay, let me get myself together, and then just be ready by the time they get there. So they call me.
You better eat your food, girl.
I'm gonna eat. They called me,
I'm doing all
and I
talking.
went downstairs. Like before I went downstairs, her and Gerald were in the bed, apparently sleeping.
Mind you, they both stink.
Whoa.
They were supposedly sleeping, and so I went downstairs, opened the door. I came back up, and when I like opened my door with the key, because we got a little card, so I opened the door and it was just like a smell, and it just smelled like, I don't even know what it smelled like. What did it
Smell like period blood.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yes. And then Caitlin and Gerald were sitting in, because we had like a little suite. They were just sitting on top of each other in the suite. They didn't bathe, brush their teeth, none of that. So they're just sitting there, and they stink. The room was dirty. So my mom and Tiara, they were like, oh no, we can't stay here. So my mom was like, where's the RA? So I was like, down the hall. So we went to RA and was telling the RA about everything. And she was like, yeah, that's unacceptable and stuff like that. So she said, did you have a conversation? I was like, no, not at all. So then, like a week later or a couple days later, she, the RA, she was like, okay, I'll come and have like a conversation with you guys and like new contract and rules and stuff like that. So I was like, okay. So she comes to the room and she's like, okay, we need new rules for the contract, like visitors, cleaning, all that type of stuff. So I'm saying all the stuff like your roommate can't, like your boyfriend or whatever can't be here for weeks at a time and days at a time. So she's like, okay. And then I was like, with the being stink, like you need to regulate that. So I think it was like that weekend. She comes and she's like, hey, can I have a conversation with you? Now he's with me. So we're in the little suite area. So basically, she's like, hey, I just want to talk to you about the conversation we had with the RA and you thinking I'm being dirty and stuff like that. So I said, okay, what? So she's like, if you feel like the room is dirty, can you tell me? So I was like, no, because none of us are kids. You can clean up after yourself. You can see that the room has garbage all over the place, and you just open stuff and just leave it, and it's like moving like onto my side of the room. So she's like, okay, and this whole time she was mumbling, but when she's on the phone, she's loud. So then she goes silent for like a long time, and then basically she just was like, okay, does my boyfriend need to be here to hear all this? I was like, no. The room is me and you, not me, you and him. This is not his room. So then she's like, okay. So then we're still roommates. Months, like a couple weeks go by. And basically the boyfriend stuff just got worse. So he would like, she would say, okay, he's coming on Friday. So I'm like, okay, like the first time, she's like, he's coming Friday. I'm like, okay, you have the paper, because you need a paper when you have like a overnight guest that's the opposite gender. So I was like, okay, where's the paper? So she gave me the paper, signed it, because she's like, okay, he's staying for one night. I'm like, okay, whatever. He comes, they eat, they leave the garbage everywhere, and this just keeps continuing. So then now her boyfriend comes another time, and all she said was, he's coming on such and such date. No papers, nothing was signed. So I'm like, where's the paper? She's like, oh, I'm gonna get it, I'm gonna give it to you so you can sign. No paper ever got to me, but the boy was there. So I'm like, okay. Go to my RA, I'm like, hey, no papers are signed. And her boyfriend's here, so she's like, okay, I'll deal with the situation. So now I'm with the RA, I'm talking to her, she's letting her know everything. She's like, well, I told you my boyfriend was coming. I was like, no, you need the paper. Because he can do anything can happen, anything can break. And I'm going to be the one that's going to get blamed for it, not you and him. So he comes. They both stink, by the way. and they're both dirty. So
Basically.
Mind you, Gerald rides a skateboard everywhere. No car, no nothing. Gerald
Yeah,
just
he don't got
rides
no
a
car.
skateboard.
Ain't he from New York?
And he lives in New York.
no, he lives
No.
in Jersey.
Or he's
Oh, I thought he worked in New York.
I thought he was riding his damn skateboard across the Brooklyn Bridge.
Yeah.
Over the highway. Yep.
He rides it over the highway just to get to her. Just to get to, what's her name, Catherine?
Well, when
I almost thought it was
the whole point, this chick was using freshman year so her boyfriend couldn't have a little room to stay.
Mind you, Catherine lives 30 minutes away from school, so why is she living in a dorm? Can't she stay home?
No, she can't stay home because she
Her mom
can't.
don't let her boyfriend over.
There you go.
That's on person.
Can you pass me ranch?
She can't have the
I think
homeboy
it's-
staying
So
up
she
in her mama house.
She
So
thought it was okay to just have him come into the dorm every week. Now it turned from once in a while to almost every week he was coming. So I would be going to the RM like, hey, her boyfriend's here for this amount of time. And it got to me having to go to like Res Life, and they would have to deal with the situation after that. But they were trying to tell me that I needed to move when I wasn't the one who was doing stuff. It was just her. And the room was dirty and stuff like that. That was all her, because my side was always clean and spotless. So basically, she was thinking she was gonna get away with stuff, just do things that she knows she's not supposed to be doing in the first place. And then he also had like a whole bunch of stuff that he had to deal with when he would come to my room and see
what
like
type
that.
of stuff you had to deal with, Ben?
Her being loud and dirty the same way.
Basically. That's
You
about it.
just took my napkin.
So you gonna go argue over napkin? Keep it on your side.
It is on my side. I don't got no room over there.
I
Anyway,
feel like Catherine felt like because she was away from home, that it's like her little own apartment, that she's by herself.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the things she do, you don't do with the roommate.
Mm-hmm.
Like leave the light on at 1 in the morning.
Yeah, she had left the light on one time, and no, she left the light on and walked out the room to say she was going to shower. So I turned the light off, and then she comes back in. She turns the light on, and then she's like, "I'm gonna leave the light on. I'm going to shower." So I'm like, "Okay." I'm getting up and I'm turning the light off. So I get up and I turn the light off, and she's in the shower for like a good 50 minutes. And now she comes out and turns the light back on. And now she's on the phone and she's loud and it's like 12 o'clock in the morning. So I'm like, so I got mad. And I left. And then I slammed the door. So apparently she said, so I came back in and it's now 1 o'clock in the morning. And she's like, can I talk to you? So I'm like, what? That's literally what I said. I was just like, what? And she's like, did you get mad because I turned on the light? I said, it's 12 o'clock in the morning. Why are you turning on the light? Why are you on the phone so loud? At this time in the day, you see people trying to go to sleep. Well, she's like, well, I was on the phone with my mom. I was like, I don't care. There's other people trying to sleep in the room. You're not the only one in there. And then she was like, oh, well, I think she had said for me to let her know if there's a problem. I was like, the problem is you need to stop being on the phone so loud early in the morning.
period.
Period.
And when you walk out the room, turn the light off.
Period, sis.
I was like, when you walk out the room, turn the light off. So she's like, but when I'm in the room, you turn the light on? I said, when do you see me turn the light on? And then she got silent because she knew she was lying. So she was like, when I'm asleep. I said, if I turn the light on when I'm coming back from class, that's because I don't know you're in there. But I'll turn the light off when I walk right out. I don't leave the light on. And she got silent, and I opened my door, went back in my room, and went to bed. And then stuff just kept going. So I had to call my mom and tell her about it. I had to call my godmom. There's a whole bunch of people that got involved because she just thought she'd get away with stuff.
But no, it's not the case.
It wasn't at all.
I found it funny that she couldn't go to you, and that she had to go to the other girl in the suite.
Yeah.
And the other girl in the suite had to talk to you for her.
So basically, all the problems that went on in the room, she would be telling, because our suite had 4 other girls. So she would go to one of the other girls and tell her all this stuff that wasn't even true about how I'm sitting there picking on her and stuff like that. So because she keeps the room dirty. So one day before, now this girl who she was talking to, she left. She never came back for spring semester. So she texted me the day before she was leaving. And she's like, well, I just felt the need to tell you about how I feel with the situation with Catherine. I'm like, okay. So she's still texting, saying she doesn't like certain things that's going on. I'm like, this is not your room, number one. You don't know the stuff that goes on behind closed doors when other people are not in there. And basically, you have no right to be telling me how you feel. I don't care. So she's like, well, I'm leaving tomorrow if there was a problem. I was like, I don't have no problem. You just don't need to be coming at me because this don't involve you. It's me and her, not me, her, and you.
Wait, let's start this.
So she stopped texting me. And that was that. Never saw her again. So, but little did she know, little did Catherine know, the girl who was coming to me was still talking behind her back, telling me that she stink. So she didn't even know that. So after the girl left and before we were going on like Christmas break, I was like, I'm gonna just talk to you about the whole situation going into spring semester. So she sits down, she's talking. I'm like, well, the person you was sitting there blabbing your mouth to was talking about you. I was like, did you know that? Did you know she was saying you stink too? And stuff like that. She's like, no, I didn't know that. I'm like, well, yeah. You sitting there telling her all these lies that was going on in the room. And none of it was true. And she's sitting here talking about you and you don't even know.
So look at you, look at you.
So she was like, well, I'm gonna email the Res Life, like the head of Res Life, and let them know.
Really?
And let them know that I want to change rooms. I was like, okay, that's fine. That's fine with me. I don't mind being in a room by myself. So now all it is, it's now 2019. When we went back, January 21st. It's around that time she comes back. She's still in the room. So I'm kind of heated. So it's like a month, or probably like 2 months in. It was like 2 months when the thing happened with the bomb. It was like 2 months in.
Like 2 months.
Yeah. So now the whole time I don't talk to this girl. She's just in the room. So I walk past like she don't exist at all. So now I don't talk to you. And then I don't bring like a whole bunch of people in the room because I just feel like, yeah, I don't bring anybody in the room at all except him. But if he's in my room, I'm with him. He's not in there by himself. So I left for class one day and I came back and like the way how my room was, it was the bed, the desk, and then her bed, her desk. So I had pulled my desk drawer open and there was a whole bong in there. So I was like, this is not mine. I don't smoke. I don't do any of that. So I'm on the phone with my mom. I was on FaceTime. So I turned the camera and I showed her. So she was like, take that to Res Life. So I go to Res Life and I showed it to them and they were like,
did you wear gloves?
Oh, I had a napkin. So I showed it to Res Life and they were like, oh, we need to like document all of this. So I was like, okay. And they were like, when did you see it? This, that, and third. So I was letting them know everything. So they said, we'll let you talk to like the dean of students. Yeah, dean of students. They was like, we can send it to them so they can investigate the whole thing. So now, I think I told you. No, I told her and then I told you. And then you were texting me. But about the whole bomb.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
I don't know where I was when it happened.
now it's like a week since I told the Res Life people about this bomb being in my room, cause it wasn't there before. Like I took a shower that morning and nothing was there. So I called my dad. I was like, they still didn't call me in and talk to me and see like what happened and stuff like that. So he shows up to the school that
So then
Friday.
that Friday, he picked me up from school
Yeah.
early. I was hyped. Picked me up from school early. Then I got to get into the drama. Then we went to, safety? Public safety.
Yeah,
To the people. I went to there.
public safety first.
And they try to help out with the situation. Then we went somewhere else. I don't know what the name of the place.
It was Dean of Students, I think. Yeah.
That and no, we're not gonna say the lady name on there.
No, we went to public safety first, and they said there's nothing they can do about the situation, but they have the item. So my dad was like, yeah. So my dad was like, okay, so who can I speak to? And they said, you can go to the Dean of Students. So that's how we ended up there. So the guy who was questioning me about the whole thing, he took me to his office, and then he was asking me questions about it and stuff like that. And I was just answering him. He's like, we'll let you know when we talk to her and stuff like that. So I was like, okay. So now it's probably like a week later. And apparently they called Catherine into the Dean of Students. And they were questioning her about it and stuff like that. She comes back to me that same night and she's like, I had to go to Dean of Students today about bong that was in your drawer. I was like, yeah. Because I don't smoke. And I wasn't in the room, so.
No smoke, no smoke.
I was like, I don't smoke. And it was in my stuff. So you the only other person in the room. She said, well, I had 2 people over, and one of them probably put in there. I said, but this is your room. And you have a roommate. So you need to be mindful of the stuff that's going on around you. She said, well, I told him to put anything inside of my drawer. I said, how is it one girl, because she claimed one girl put this stuff in her drawer and the other girl apparently put it in her drawer. But she said the RAs came because they were being too loud. So I was like, okay. So why is it the stuff was in my side if you told them exactly what side was which? So,
My thing is, this whole situation was rough and very rough. And the moral of the story is, guys, you got to be careful who you choose as a roommate. The person may seem nice in the beginning, and then it turns out they always have a say. You have to live with a person to know that person. Being their friend on the outside doesn't necessarily mean that person is clean, doesn't necessarily mean that person is really nice. That's all show and tell. You gotta live with a person for a little while. And like my daughter said, freshman year for her was kind of rough. But she pushed through and she got through it. So next year, hopefully it's a better turnout, better situation.
Better roommate.
yeah, because I got a different roommate, by the way.
And we don't want Funky
In a
Cool
bigger room.
Medina,
I'm your
because
roommate.
we don't need none of that. All up in the place, funkying up, because when I come for family day, I don't need all of that.
Yeah, and like when she was on her girl stuff, the smell used to like follow her. It was that bad. And she would go to the gym, come back, and just hop in bed, not shower, none of that.
Yeah,
Didn't
but
your mom
that,
say she had a problem or something?
whether she had a problem or not, ladies,
That's trifling.
I always say,
Clean your pom pom.
bam! That's what you do. Because at the end of the day, us females, you will smell yourself before anybody else. So you just got to make sure you got down there smelling a little fresh.
Fresh pom.
Clearly, she didn't.
So, for now,
Didn't you have to deal with when you came to see me
yeah, I had to
Or
deal with the
pick me
smell,
up.
but
and she was talking to you?
I handle situations different.
You didn't tell the story
She was
of
talking
mommy
to
when
you.
she got on the phone with her and started yelling on the phone. Her face was like
Yeah,
all up in the camera.
yeah, I spoke to the chick. However,
Yeah, I remember.
if she looking all scared and whatnot.
She looked so confused.
And she used to always be on the phone talking about what she did with other guys and stuff.
It's like this
She just dirty.
poor girl. What I got out of it,
That's a neat.
she had to be. Her parents are strict, so like any other kid, you get to college, you wild out. That's just what it is. You know, everybody does that. I don't think she's the only one that does that, but hey, life goes on. But like I said, it is what it is. So, this is our story for today. We're going to end at this note. Be careful who you choose as a roommate, and you'll be all right. You don't want dirty chicks.
I ain't
So-
have a roommate.
So this is all for today, guys. Until next time, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, give us a thumbs up. Until next time,
You said like.
All right, y'all.
peace.
Oh, yeah, I thought we were going to again. Got the thumbnail.
Bye, guys.
To me, you're perfect.